Ladies and gentlemen, here I am talking to you about fire and ice. And unusually cool air will lead to frost and freeze concerns from North Dakota to Maine on Friday morning. And there are rumors, hey, I guess Friday's today, that there may be some wild weather in the mix. Hey, I agree with Space River News. 122 degrees is pretty dang hot. And she is talking about exceptional late May heat wave in Pakistan. The station is Jacobalabad, measured plus 50 degrees Celsius yesterday, May 27th, or the day before yesterday. This is the first official measurement of 50 Celsius on Earth this year. Extreme heat continues into the weekend. And if heat is approaching and encroaching, that means hurricane season is about to begin officially in 3 days. All right, so on that note, we are going to jump over to the latest GFS run. And I'm going to tell you, it is my 11th day in DFW, helping my mom move out of the ranch into her new house. Boom! Did you see that? All right. First of all, it's like a model 384-hour GFS, so technically you're not even supposed to look at it. You're not even supposed to show it to people. But that's not how we do things here at THORnews. Because I treat you guys like you're Asteroid Fight Club, which you are. And so the GFS is doing what the GFS does, and that models stuff into the future. And if I'm talking like an idiot, I'm tired because it's been 11 days of moving, and it's an end of an era. Plus, Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th. And so, like, everybody's ability to talk will go down a peg, and then everybody's ability to understand what other people are saying will go down like 3 pegs. And so, I'm going to blame it all on Mercury retrograde. All I'm doing here is pointing out that, sure, it's right now just showing a tropical type storm that may be going into Florida. Boom. Around the 12th of January, which is about 15 days away. So I'm just saying, that will be officially hurricane season. So I'm just pointing out that now is the time we definitely be on the lookout for hurricanes. This ain't no joke, and this isn't your first rodeo. Just letting you know. Would you like to talk about clear and present danger or severe weather possibilities? Okay, then we will do that. Right now, there are 2 things we will be looking at. The severe weather possibilities that will be happening over Texas in the next 48 hours. And there are rumors of a lot of rain happening here, up here in the Northeast. So those are 2 things to look out for sure. And if you're watching up here, look, there's a little snow. Remember, I predicted we would probably see snow all the way into June. We've had quite a bit of severe weather this week, and this is today's severe weather lookout. You get some in Texas, and then you get some up in these states, whatever names they may be. Check this out. This is the quality precipitation guess map forecasts. It looks like Texas and Oklahoma are going to be getting a lot of rain over the next 7 days. And part of the Northeast is going to get a whole lot of rain. And then this area and these 2 states, whatever their names may be. And it is my prediction that we will see very floody instances all the way through July. Here, we're talking about the sun. AR2A24 generated a C7.6 class flash. And we've gone through an very active period of solar activity over the last week. And boy, was that exciting. But yeah, man, they're predicting it's going to get super cool in the Northeast this weekend. We're talking the 40s possibly. So it's going to get wet and cold. Who doesn't love that combo? Sergeant residents say they need help from the state because the Matagorda County is still dealing with major flooding. And it is Memorial Day weekend, so let's stick together and look out for one another. Stay safe and definitely stay cool. Ian Livingston of hashtag Team Jet Weirding is saying, hey, this is going to be fun. Prepare for forecast busts. Because he's kind of like our resident weather Twitter pessimist, but in a really great and endearing way. Also, prepare to hibernate until Memorial Day, showing us the possibility of some very interesting weather through Memorial Day weekend, and reminding me that Cranky Weather Guy only has like 3 days left to pull off some type of Han Solo return before hurricane season officially starts. I don't know, miracles are always possible. Like Cranky could return, and Taylor and Selena could just show up and be like, hey, dude, we're taking you to dinner. All right, whatever. It's okay to dream. Am I right? I'm right. Some dreams are dumb. All right, this is not a dream. Flooding woes continue while one Kansas resident was able to capture the scene in his neighborhood early this morning. He says the water is up nearly 10 feet above normal. What a sight. And I want to remind you, the planets were here before Jesus, before Muhammad, and before Moses. And so, like, the planets have their own energy and stuff, and they have their own stories. And so, when Jupiter moved out of Aquarius, leaving Saturn alone there, into Pisces, which is water, with Neptune, which is super water man, then it basically says it's going to be floody until Jupiter retrogrades back into Aquarius at the end of July, like the 28th, until it goes back forward again in December. What I'm trying to say here is that, like, even kindergartners should be able to be like, hey, yeah, during that period, May through July, it's going to be pretty floody for a lot of people. And then 2022 is probably going to be really floody as well. And so what I'm saying is be prepared for it to be kind of floody in a lot of places until the end of July. Did I say that well? Okay, great. Superman approves. Congratulations. You survived the super flower blood moon total lunar eclipse. I knew you would. Super duper shout out to Dave of Fountains by Design and Randy. Y'all are awesome, and thank you. And super shout out to Kansas Mike, the Texas Angel, and Joe, and all of Asteroid 5 Club. You guys are great. And Jenny. So many. You guys are so incredible. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And shout out to the state of Kansas and Earth. Yeah, dude, hurricane season is fast approaching. I think we have an atmospheric defensive team. I know we have prayer warriors, and I know we have Asteroid Fight Club, but you prepare for the worst and you pray for the best. So hopefully we won't get hit by any category 3 hurricanes or stronger, but you better prepare that it is definitely possible this year. Definitely possible. And Elon Musk will be playing the hurricane season game with us this year because, his star base is definitely to the south Texas. And so, he doesn't want hurricanes to come in there and fuzz up all of his shiz with water, I don't think. Who knows? Maybe if that does happen, he'll gaslight everybody with memes, as he usually does during giant natural disasters. Zip zap pow. Is the inflation transitory? Man, I'm hoping June is the month I punch y'all in the face with a bunch of edited videos. Stay tuned. We will see. Hey, remember when I told you guys like 7 weeks ago that crypto would crash in the middle of May? Well, I was right. And I'm pretty sure it'll take another leg down somewhere between now and July 28th. Because, Saturn is all in Aquarius. And Saturn's no fun to people who aren't used to Saturn. What's it talking about? Yeah, flooding and crypto getting its ass kicked. Those are the two big predictions I made. And they've been coming true. And that area, or, those predictions are supposed to last through July. We aren't even in June yet. Anywho, looks like this area could get a lot of rain in a short amount of time, which would be interesting. But stay tuned, because everybody else is betting on the betting on the under. We'll see. The booty don't lie. Now I'm talking crazy. All the time on the internets, I see people saying, We don't deserve dogs. I want to remind you, there are definitely people out there who deserve dogs. And so, super shout out to all those people out there who deserve dogs, man, because dogs are super duper and awesome. Horses are pretty cool too. Man, all animals are pretty badass. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like, I don't like animals at all. Well, you're a weirdo, buddy. I don't think we'd get along very well. Okay, this is lightning in a bow. What did I just capture? Wait, you answered your question, then you asked the question. I'll forgive you. Your particles were probably charged after getting this awesome capture. Man, America needs a giant burst of positivity, something that brings us all together. That's my opinion. You don't have to share it. I want to thank you guys again from the top, the middle, the bottom, and all around from all my heart. That, like, there have been a few times that I've been here. I'm up north in the middle of DFW, and some people will be like, you know what? You should get a real job. I'm like, dude, Planetary Defense Commander is the realest job there is. But I'm sure some people look at it like, hey, man, you just get to make videos all the time about stuff that fascinates you. That should not count as a real job. But yeah, in that regard, I guess it doesn't feel like a job, but it is. Because there's so much shit happening all the time. It was like, this is the Iceland volcano, and I've been talking about like the original edited videos had that woman going volcanoes. So we've been talking about volcanoes for a long time, and definitely since 2017. I've been warning everybody that with all the gas giants on the same side of the sun, we are definitely going to be getting volcanoes popping off all over the planet, and it would be increasing probably till 2022, 2023, and we're seeing that. Now, 2021 is like a volcano advent calendar where every single month, a new major volcano pops off. The Caribbean one was shocking. The Iceland one was shocking. The one in Congo was shocking. So it's like, what volcano? And so I asked that question last month, like, what volcano will erupt in May? And it was the Congo one. And I was like, well, that's their advent calendar volcano. So now we're approaching June. And what major new volcano will erupt in June? And what major new volcano will erupt in July? What major new volcano will erupt in August? And what month will a volcano erupt in California? Asterisk. I'm not 100% sure. One will. I'm like 90-ish%. But I'm just saying, stay tuned. And sometimes people will be like, yo, we would appreciate it if you would get back to being really funny. I'm like, okay, I'll work on that. I promise. So on this day, 22 years ago, the STS-96 and the Space Shuttle Discovery launched. And then someone tagged SpaceX. Like, they have nothing to do with space shuttles, bro. Not at all. They're not even designing a space shuttle. They're just designing rockets that can lift off and then land back down. Okay. But yeah, I mean, people are talking about a possibility of flooding in the Northeast this weekend, so I'm just putting it out there. And also, follow up, more storms expected later over Memorial Day weekend, especially for West Texas. Interests up being the upper Colorado and upper Brazos should keep an eye on the sky and on the rivers. This is a big deal, man, because Elon Musk's girlfriend was talking about, or hinting at, the Edgar Cayce map where this part falls into the ocean, right? And we don't want that to happen. But if it does, we want to be prepared for it. But how do you really prepare for something like that? I don't think you really can. Except you live on this side. And then everybody freaking out afterwards. Man, I hope that doesn't happen. But after we just had a total virus breakout, people were like, what's next? I'm like, oh, man. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is a lot of these rivers are flooding. And with, a very floody situation happening between now and the end of July, and then 2022 being very floody, Astro Fight Club hopefully will stay on top of things. But we tried to prevent the plague from happening in 2020, and we didn't do that. So, I don't know. I kind of talked myself into a corner here, so I'm just going to pause, and then in the next cut, I will say, what was it talking about? Like I Didn't remember. Man, Gatorade is good. What's it talking about? I was probably talking about cuddling. Hey, these are storms. They broke out. Oklahoma, where the wind shoots across the plain. I don't even know, man. Gorgeous evening in the sun-fun city of Myrtle Beach. What a beauty, says Robbie Bischoff. So, I guess there's still room for optimism. Hey, that's what I'm here to do, to say not all hope is lost. Definitely. Because people have been talking about the world ending for 20 years. It still hasn't happened. Ed, I haven't mentioned that I'm exhausted, I guess. Hey, you guys know I love Saturday Night Live. Well, in the very last episode, Pete wore a shirt that said "Stay cool." I thought that was neat. And before, it was like 2 years ago, before Colin Jost, they were doing a live summer show with him and Michael Che. The second before he went live, he liked a tweet of mine and then went live. So that was cool. I'm a big Saturday Night Live fan, man. That's all I gotta say. They're very Asteroid Fight Clubby. I appreciated them this season, very much so. We're 16 minutes in. I'm probably just rambling about personal stuff now. Oh yeah, so here's this house was almost as long as a football field, but there's a lot of stuff in it. We've been moving, still not done. Anyway, it's been one heck of a week. Technically, I've been here for 10 days now. I'm gonna miss this place, but it's gonna be the start of a new chapter, maybe even a new book. We'll have to see. So we're staying there, me, my mom, and her boyfriend, and at the new house with the people who are coming in and doing floors or ceilings and stuff or whatever people who own houses do with new houses. And one of the guys goes, "Yeah, there's a bunch of packing foam shortage. Like they can't get foam packing shortage for shipping stuff or whatever." And so I'm just putting it out there that, man, they're having a lot of supply chain issues. You know, there's like lumber and microchips, and I've just heard multiple things about, I don't know, man, it feels like the supply chains could break down any second. I don't think they are, so I'm not putting out like red alert, supply chain breakdown totally. But shit is weird. Definitely, you know that. I know that. Things are crazy, you know, and people always like to blame one singular politician. But there's 7 billion people in this world, man. And for definitely the last couple of years, it feels like people have just been mainly focused on fighting and money. And most of the time, I think the fighting generates the money. You know, because we're like in an oil and war economy. Did I mention I was tired? And, oh yeah, Mercury retrograde's coming up. So I shouldn't say anything that people might be able to misinterpret. Okay, good job for reminding me. Me? Oh, crap. Today's not a good day to get in trouble. Anyway, I agree with Ahem Actual. West Coast wildfire is likely to be off the chart in 2021. So we got that going for us. Wait, what? Yeah, I agree. I've said kind of the same thing. Okie dokie. All hope is not lost. Well, we can definitely do better. So let's do better. No, I'm not talking to you, Bitcoin. I just gotta say this. I've had, over the last year, I've had several people who heavily invested in crypto say, "You know what, buddy? I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna send you a contribution, or I'm gonna get you a laptop." And then they're like, "I changed my mind." I'm like, "That's interesting that it's crypto people who do that." Anyway, the fact that hey, you know, it's nobody owes me nothing, so people are allowed to do that. I'm just pointing it out. But the fact that, like, Elon Musk is telling everybody he wants to spend his 60s and 70s on Mars, yo, you got to be gullible to believe that, man. Think about that. Like, he's 50 years old, and so and he says he's going in 2035, which is like 14 years from now, and like, you've made $500 billion, right? Do you want to spend your 60s on a beach in Florida, or like in wherever you want on Earth, being fed grapes and lobster? Or do you want to be like on Mars? Planet don't even have water or shit. Like, you don't even know if you're going to make it. It's going to take a couple years in a freaking rocket. You're going to be traveling like 30,000 miles an hour to get there for like 2.5 years. And when you get there, you're like 67 years old. On planet Mars? No, I'm not buying it. You got $500 billion. So I don't know, man. I don't know why he's always selling the yay, I'm going to Mars. I don't buy it, though, man. I don't buy it at all. Anyway, man, should I even post this video? I don't know. Nobody's probably listening anyways. It's 20 minutes long. Who's going to listen to me talk for 20 minutes? Thank you, God, for God. So thank you, God, for yourself. Thank you, God, for Gatorade. And thank you, God, for my mom. Definitely put my mom in front of Gatorade. But, and for family. And thank you for my stepdad, Jim, who's passed on, and my dad, who passed on. You know, we've lost a lot of people in the last few years. Death has definitely been around. So let's hope for better days ahead for the living, and may those who passed on be watching us from beyond. And so while I was here, got to hang out with my mom, my pups, see the horse again. So that's great. I got to see my best friend from 4th grade, Dizzy. So that was super. And I got to go to dinner with Forrest, super duper smart guy. And he said, keep doing what you're doing, just do it better. And I was like, okay, we'll do. You know? But that surprised me. I don't know why. Here I am on the internet talking to myself. All right. The mayor of Houston, the city I live in, was like, yo, man, to be a destination city, we must be a bikeable city. I was like, yo, I wrote a movie called American Bicycle Club back in like 2008-ish. It's so weird. I wrote Selena and Taylor as characters. I wonder if they regret me doing that. What? No, I'm just talking super crazy. Man, today the burn pile was lit. True story. So check this out. If you're still here listening, because you know that during 2019 it was crazy for me personally, so I stayed locked in my foxhole. In 2020 the virus broke out, so I stayed locked in my foxhole. But in March I emerged, and I've been trying to not be Fat Thor so I can be in Love and Thunder shape by 2022 when that movie comes out. And so I've been trying to exercise more and more and more. And look at, dude, I hit 20,000 steps, a record for 2020, 2019, and 2021. Not only once, but twice this week. And I averaged 13,000 steps. That may not interest a lot of people, but I'm saying that's how wild this is just 7 days of the 10 days I've been here. But I feel healthier. I'm just a little tired. Some people are freaking out because Putin and President Biden are going to meet in Geneva on June 16th. And so, you know, I'll keep you guys posted and informed. But yeah, models continue to show possibly on-off some type of lows forming somewhere in the Gulf between the 7th and the 12th. So we will just watch. We're definitely in that season, or at least 3 days away now, you know. I'm here for you, buddy, baby, dudes, ma'ams. I said to my mom, Mom, it's weird. Lumber started crashing when cryptocurrencies start crashing. And she said, I don't know what the correlation is there. And I said, I don't either, but I'm pretty sure there is one. Anyways, what was it talking about? Oh, yeah, the stalwart, lumber down, 4 straight days in a row. Pew. And while I've been here, I got to talk to two super cool people, one who was in the Army and one who still is in the Army. And so, I don't know, man. Army's helped us keep it together for a long time. And so I think that is what we should do. Keep it together. Everybody stay cool. And take all this new technology and abundance that we've gotten over hundreds of years and figure out how to work together and not let the overabundance of things destroy us. Anyway, that is my pitch. And I've said it before. This is flooding in Oklahoma. And there's quite a few places that have been flooding. And it will probably continue on and off through July. Man, check out these unusual emerging bipoles. Or did I already show them to you? Shucks. Yeah, yesterday was a busy afternoon from Oklahoma to Illinois. It is the 28th. So technically my June fundraiser starts today. Just saying. The stalwart pointing out that AMC is now up 1,240% this year. Oh, man. Maybe I should have gone into being an investor instead of being Planetary Defense Commander. No, that's not true. I've invested everything I have in being your Planetary Defense Commander. And I feel like a lucky guy. You know? I definitely feel super lucky. All right, I guess I'll wrap up this Gab Fest at 25 minutes. I love you guys. You're great. Astro Fight Club, you are super duper incredible. And usually I get super weird the 2 weeks before hurricane season starts so I can get all the weird out of my system. But I hope I did. But maybe I can just be weird up until we get the first approaching, encroaching hurricane. All right. Well, until then, stay cool. God bless everyone. May the force be with you always. Let's live on, prosper, and semper fi.